to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
Is today the day the Wellington Saints make their move? Or will we see the Taranaki Airs continue to dream big in their quest to make the final six? Namai Haramai, hello and welcome to TSB Bank Arena. It's the Saints up against the Airs in the NZNBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Great to have you with us here. Another full house in the capital. Justin Nelson and Megan Compain with me. And I like the matchup today because the Airs are coming in, Megan, off a big 10-point win last night against the Giants.
They certainly are, and kia ora, good evening for both teams. You're coming off two big wins. The Saints have obviously had a real roller coaster of a season. Feel like they're just starting to hit their stride, but how good are the Airs? You know, sort of counting them out to start the season out, but now they've snuck into the top six.
Yeah, they most certainly have. Let's have a look at that ladder straight off the back of a huge Tuatara win prior to this game over the Nuggets, and surely they're close to cementing their spot in the final six. Look at the Airs, they're up to fourth after that win over the Giants last night. And of course the Saints, well, they've just got to keep winning. Round 10 action, this is the final game of round 10, but we're only looking a few days ahead to round 11. The action keeps coming thick and fast in the NZNBL. And how about the Bulls? They got the win over the Rams last night, and they've got a huge midweek doubleheader. 2 games in 24 hours up against the Airs and the Jets. And the Giants, surely they get a win at home against the Sharks. They've been very good away from the Trafalgar Centre, not so good on their home deck. Round 11, not too far away. Airs starters for this one, and it is a lethal combination. Davison, Roger, Wynyard back into the team, of course, fresh off 3x3 international duty. And how about Hilliard and Douglas, both having great seasons indeed. Coach is Trent Adam. I caught a short time ago. Hey Coach, great win last night in Nelson. You've got to back it up today. It's a really quick turnaround. How's the team pulled up?
Yeah, good stretching session this morning, so that was really pleasing, and I sort of got into some work last night after the game, so we're confident that we can sort of try and back that up the best we can.
And happy with the performance last night, no doubt.
Yeah, good second half, a little bit disappointed in the first half. I didn't think we went away from who we were, and we sort of tidied that up at half time and put in a good second half, so hopefully we can replicate that for 40 minutes tonight.
And Saints found a bit of form last week, so you've got to be mindful. What are you looking out for? Yeah,
a very talented team. You know, Saints are obviously always going to put a strong team out there. Mike Smith did a really good job against us in the first game, so we've got to try and sort of slow that down a little bit and make sure Tom doesn't hurt us with the 3-point line as well.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, there's a lot to like about the Taranaki Airs, and there was certainly a lot to like about the Saints last week up against the Bulls. What a big win that was. Same starting five: Darnay Samuel, Xavier Cooks, Jordan Nartai, Tom Vidanovic and Mike Smith. Nartai and Vidanovic, Megan, fresh off some international duties with the Tall Blacks during the week.
It was great to see them up there at North Shore Event Centre, playing with the black singlet on for the first time in 3 years, so it was great to see them come out with the win.
And a big win, of course, against the Philippines. Coach, for the second time in his career, is Troy McLean. Here he is. Troy, great win at home last week. The big games keep coming thick and fast. Airs today, they were impressive last night against the Giants.
Yeah, they're a good team. So, you know, we're trying to make sure that we do a really good job in transition. We've got a good, fast group. So, yeah, we've done a lot of work this week on making sure we negate their pace.
And some good signs last week from the Saints. What did you take out of that win, and what have you worked on during the week?
You know, lots of little things, trying to build our habits. You know, I think we were really patient. We showed a lot of poise. And look, we just kept the foot on the throat. We had given up 2 games previously, pretty significant leads. So it was good to see us continue with the sort of ruthless pursuit of making sure that we continue with the foot on the throat mentality.
Got to keep winning. Best of luck out there tonight.
Appreciate you.
Well, the head-to-head here is an interesting read. There's Pero Cameron ready to go in his duties tonight. So too McGilla the Gorilla. Here is the head-to-head, Megan, the Saints and the Airs. Big one for me here is the points in the paint. The Saints have been on the up, but they are up against one of the best rebounding teams in the competition. And, of course, Ty Wynyard is back into this lineup, and he is a big unit.
He certainly is, and he had a great World 3x3 showing. But you're right, points in the paint. But the other thing that is always still telling for the Saints is the points against. Although I know Troy McLean was happy with their defensive effort last week, kept the Bulls to 73 points, a very good Bulls team. So let's see if make sure that it's not a fluke and the team can come out and do the work tonight.
The officials for this one, Sunday evening game to finish off the round, and it is another packed crowd here at the TSB Bank Arena, the capital. It's been a beautiful day today. Sun out, plenty of people down by the water enjoying themselves. There's the Airs. We'll catch up with the officials in a moment. This team, they are a lethal combination. The three imports must be the best import combo in the NZNBL this season. Anthony Hilliard, Javonte Douglas and Sean Willett. They combine on average for 78 points, 25 rebounds, 14 assists and 8 triples. That is a lethal combination.
Well, I think you'll find that the Airs probably average 78.5 points a game. So we're, or maybe 82, let's be forgiving. So where are those other 4 points coming from? I guess it's anyone's guess on the night.
There are the officials for this one. Melanie O'Connor, Sam Pan and Mikey Graham. The Saints about to step out on the floor. It's been a really busy few days. Results so far in round 10. Jets got the Hawks by 3. We go all the way back to last Tuesday night for that one. Robert Crawford, 25 points in that game. Tuatara have picked up the Southern Swing. They got the Sharks by 12 on Friday night, and they've just defeated the Nuggets by 31 points this afternoon. I did not see that coming. Airs by 10 over the Giants last night, and also the Bulls at home last night over the Rams by the same margin, 10 points. Isaac Davidson, great to see him in form, 22 points in that game.
Well, we talked about it last week, the topsy-turvy nature of the league, and obviously the Saints were riding high after their win against the Bulls. They would have been sitting home all week preparing for this one with a very good Airs team who again can on any given night can knock off the best in the league.
Here they are, the combatants, the Warriors stepping out onto the floor. This is a massive game. Make no mistake, if the Airs can get this one, they really solidify their chances to make the final 6. The Saints have to keep winning, Megan.
They do, and it's not that they've got a very, they don't have an easy road of it, but they've got a few home games stringing together, so 3 in a row. So the advantage work in their favour if they can make the most of getting some wins at home.
Strap yourself in. Has there been a violation on the jump? There has. And it looks like the Saints will come up with it first.
A little bit excited there on the jump ball. And Xavier knew what was coming their way, so he had a big smile on his face.
Tom Vodanovic. Speaking of Vodanovic and Cooks, they combine for 7 offensive rebounds per game. Look out for them on the O boards tonight. Here is Xavier Cooks. Going hard to the basket to start us off. And just like that, the Saints have the opening basket of the game.
Lovely to see the Saints opening up with a layup rather than a three-point attempt.
Richie Roger, Mike Smith with him for this one tonight. Here's Big Ty Wynyard. Just fumbled it in the end, but fortunately for the Airs, Darnay Samuel was riding him like a surfboard.
He's still a little bit uncertain if he fouled there, but I think by the replay we'll certainly see that he
there it is.
All over him.
Not much doubt.
Like a blanket.
On that one. Javonte Douglas. I'm not sure who he was passing to other than the 3 kids sitting in the front row over there. They had a molten size 7 coming at them like a bullet.
That's what you call a little bit of miscommunication on the offensive end.
Maybe the 3 kids were calling for it, who knows? They weren't in yellow. Here's Cooks. Well, that's too easy.
Oh.
Missed it in the end. Wide open lane. Hilliard, Douglas, corner. Davison will fire away and makes it. Carlin Davison gets the Airs' first points of the game. Ball kicked away by Davison, averaging just over 10 points a game. And only going at 26% from the arc, so that was a tidy start for him back the other way. Here's Vodanovic again, working through the lane inside. Classic finish.
Lovely
from
up and
Tom
under.
Vodanovic.
Great to see the Saints tacking the basket early and getting the fruits of their labour.
And maybe a couple of signs there for the Airs to clean up, just those lanes opening up down through the middle. Here's Hilliard, what a season he's had. Turnaround jumper, he won't get the roll there. The Saints quickly want to push the pace. Cooks, Samuel catches, fires away, short on the ring. And now Hilliard with speed. He'll go hard to the basket, and that is a great finish by the league's leading scorer, Anthony Hilliard.
Wow, that was pace coming up the floor. He had the eyes on the basket the whole way and finishes with style. He felt like he might have been undercut there on the downward call.
Well, not only that, he finished in between Vodanovic and Samuel. That's not easy. A couple of Airs flying for the rebound in Wynyard and Douglas. Just a lack of communication there. Here is Vodanovic, catches, fires away. He's hit down the front of the arm. Javonte Douglas with the foul.
I don't think he's liking that call either. Smart play by Tommy V, who had a great game against the Philippines. It was great to see him and Jordan Ngatai out there on the court.
There's been some action today in the GJ Gardner To'ihi Basketball Aotearoa. The Northern Kahu in their first game, getting a win on the road against the Southern Hoiho. 50-46. It was a tough game. Got to tell you, it was hard to find baskets.
As I said, it was the lowest scoring of the 3 games that have been played, but it wasn't from lack of a spectacle. It was great to see the Kahu come away with the win, and we're 3 games deep in the To'ihi Aotearoa Basketball League. And the action has not been disappointing.
No, it's been good. The Queens defeated the Phi 82-78 yesterday. And then midweek, of course, in that historical opener, the Port Guy defeating the Hoiho 73-63. Right here, though, we've got an entertaining start. Saints out by 1. Hilliard drops it in to Douglas. Had a bit of space and actually dribbled into the defense in the end. Stepping around off the dribble. Hilliard short. Ngatai rebound. Down behind play. Vodanovic, he is up to his feet and okay though. He'll come into picture right here. Smith. Back to Vodanovic. Big bodies going to work. Wynyard with the foul. And that is one sandwich you do not want to get in the middle of.
So seeing a little bit of Tall Black versus future Tall Black angst there, the 3x3 versus the 5x5 game.
Some physical stuff there. I saw Mike Karina and Anzac Rosetto going into battle last night up at the Stockyard. That was a fun contest as well. Here's Cooks. He's been active early. Mike Smith, we know what he's capable of. He's an excitement machine, steps back on the 3. Samuel with the rebound and the miss. And for the second time in the opening minutes, the Airs give it back underneath the Saints basket.
I think the ball might have a little bit of oil on it. They've slipped out of their hands, but great to see that Dane Samuel crashing the boards early on.
Can the Saints make the Airs pay? Ngatai, Cooks, quick hands inside. Samuel, well, that's a better finish.
Made no mistake about that one. Great use of body positioning.
Saints out by 3. Hilliard, Davison. Goes back to the import guard. Now Douglas fires away. He misses. So the air's off early. Here's Nartai. Threw down a couple of thunderous dunks against the Philippines on Thursday night.
Back to back.
Yeah, highlight reel. Smith inside, nowhere to go. In the end, almost duped Richie Roger there. He thought he was going to pass out. Couldn't convert the shot though. Ayres looking to get going here through Hilliard, up strong. Foul is called. And the Ayres number 18 is off to the Rosine stripe.
Well, there's not many better that can take the ball to the hole like that and finish. So strong.
And in the end, Jordan Nartai claiming he was pushed underneath Anthony Hilliard. He's been called for the foul. He may have a little bit of a case.
Pushed by his own teammate, was he?
I would have to see it again. Don't know that he had anywhere to go there. Here's Hilliard. What a season he has compiled. 28 points a game. 96% from the Rosine, would you believe? Until then.
Until then. Glad you didn't say anything beforehand.
Xavier Cooks. Samuel Vidanovic wanted it on the wing and converts from the wing. Tommy V
Made
for
no
three.
mistake of that. Great ball movement by the Saints to get an open shot from Tommy V.
Well,
Liking what I'm seeing with Dane Samuels, just being unselfish with the ball, looking for that second pass.
Well, Tommy V called for it early too. Marcel Jones into the action now. On Xavier Cooks, up over the top. That is trademark Marcel Jones. We've been watching him do that for years. Cooks left it behind, and I reckon that may have come off Xavier Cooks, although no. Sam Pan on the far side from us has pointed in the direction of the Saints. Sean Willett comes into the game for the Ayres. He had a double-double last night against the Giants. Been a very effective player since coming in midway through the season. Vidanovic short.
Looked like it slipped out of his hand there. Just a little rushed and forced on that shot.
Here is Willett. Hard to the basket. Nice little tidy reverse. He likes it. 18 points, 11 rebounds last night, and he scored his first points in about 10 seconds tonight. Walker Miller wearing the number 21 for the Saints. Kenneth Tuffin out there now as well. There's Nartai. I think it's going to be two hands on with the push against Davison.
That's what Xavier was clapping at the end of that call. I think he's feeling like they're just a bit handsy. It's been quite a controlled first quarter, hasn't it? 11
apiece. Timeout in this one. What have you made of the opening 5 and a bit minutes? Megan Compain, two-time Olympian, folks, two-time.
Well, thank you for that.
Between the pair of us, we've been to the Olympics twice. How's that?
How's that? I like it. Normally we're sitting here with the Saints game, the first quarter and the first few minutes of the quarter can feel quite frenzied, which is a good thing and a bad thing. With a few rush shots, but the ones that go are pretty thrilling. But this game feels like it's quite under control. Both teams are playing relatively good defense, not making any unforced turnovers with the exception of the Ayres just missing a few easy defensive rebounds. But yeah, it just feels quite under control.
How many times did you play for the Tall Ferns, by the way?
Oh, you know, back in those days, Justin, we didn't have the thing called the internet that used to keep easy stats on these things. So,
take a guess.
Do you know?
I've got no idea.
No. Officially, maybe 30, 40.
All right.
Yeah.
So between the pair of us, 30 to 40 Tall Ferns games as well. There we go. Great crowd in attendance as always here at the Capitol. They love their Saints. And even though it's been a tough season for the Wellington
Saints,
Saints.
turn out.
Big turnout.
I must say, I was talking to the head of marketing and brand for Wellington NZ, and we were talking about how amazing it was that the Saints, these Saints fans turn out every game, day in, day out, regardless of how well they're playing. They're just awesome supporter base.
And although it has been a tough season, if they get the win today, look out. Walker Miller with the travel. There's one of those unforced turnovers that you were just talking about.
I think you get the win against a very good full-strength Airs team. Just might start to see that the Saints season might be on the run.
The Saints play the Nuggets next week. Well, was that a foul or a travel? It was a no call in the end. Here's Hilliard. He gets the shooter's roll, and that's what makes him such a hard player to mark.
Jordan Natai all over him like a glove. Somehow managed to get the shot off.
Cooks goes hard to the basket. He looks physical so far tonight. Bounces off Davison, and he's off to the Racine line. Davison heading to the sidelines. That's his second foul. He'll be replaced by Scotty Telfer. He's had a good season, Telfer, averaging just under 17 minutes a game, nearly 6 points per game. Look out for him in the corners, folks. He's usually good for 1 or 2 triples in a game.
As we talk about the imports, of course, are going to make their mark, but it's what surrounds them that can often be the difference of the win or the loss at the end of the day.
Here's Cooks. Splits the pair. 62% on the season from the Racine. Willett. Well, that's just tough stuff. He can't finish it, though. Rebound underneath. It'll go the way of the Saints. And already just a couple of times up the floor, Megan. Here he is on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Sean Willett with some aggressive attacking basketball so far tonight. Letting fly and making Kenneth Tuffin. First shot of the game for the captain.
Big smile on his face as he had that release from his hand. He knew that was good. It's great to see him come out firing.
Puts the Saints out by 2. Douglas. Marcel Jones loves that. Deft touch. Marcel Jones levels it up. Here's Natai. Tuffin tried to take it on the run. Now Natai wants to go alone against Telfer. Let's see what he can do. He's forced back out. Good defense by Telfer. Cooks floats it up and floats it in.
That's what you talk about, running the shot clock down.
He started well in this one, Xavier Cooks. Looks set for a big night. Willett, fantastic pass inside to Marcel Jones. He can't finish, met up high. Natai hands it off to Miller. Well, he left it behind. Asking for a foul. I don't think there was too much wrong with that.
No, I thought we were going to be on the receiving end of another Jordan Natai hammer tomahawk. Tomahawk? What do you call those things? We didn't really do them much in the women's game.
Oh,
but
no, they're tomahawks, and Jordan Natai's pretty damn good at them.
He had a couple of them.
Walker
but he
Miller.
had the unselfish play, passed it up. Unfortunately,
great finish.
ends up in the stands.
Sean Willett there. Walker Miller out of the game. Came in and had 2 turnovers, so he's back on the sidelines. Vidanovic fires away. Vidanovic makes.
Tommy V, that's 10 for him in the first quarter.
Started well. Oh, Douglas left it behind. When he had a Mulderhill, just took it away. There was a big hand in there from Willett. And in the end, Saints are going to bring it in off the baseline. Athletic play. When he had a Mulderhill, fantastic steal.
Great hands on the defensive end. He just had a little stumble just there. He felt like he missed a step, but he he could see Willett coming up right behind him.
And he just got a fingertip to it too on the way up. Samuel with the pass astray, looking for Tuffin.
Right idea.
Here is Willett again. He only knows one way.
To the hoop.
Telfer hands it off for Douglas. That's a tough shot, and it's a big make over the top of Natai. Nice by Javonte Douglas. Brings it back to 1. Ngatai, here we go. He'll get up here. And he finishes strong. Classic stuff.
Ngatai. Great use of body control there as he took the lane. He knew he had the lane, but he had someone right on his shoulder. Such good control into the basket. It might just be me, but game by game, he's getting better and better.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll certainly help him to have spent some time with the Tall Blacks during the week as well, surrounded by some pretty good players. Converts from the coloured stripe, and he takes a break. The Prince of Porirua, who had to hand over his regal range yesterday to the Queens.
The Queens of Porirua. Queen Bee herself, Tanya Tupu, coming away with her first win. Albeit made it a little bit closer than we would have liked.
It was a thrilling finish, wasn't it? Just over a minute to play in this opening quarter. Well, that's fortuitous as the ball drops into the hands there of Javonte Douglas. He is a stat sheet stuffer, there's no doubt about that.
Stat sheet stuffer.
Here is Mike Smith. Draws the foul on Sean Willett. He's not happy. He's saying, what about the other end, ref? Yeah, Javonte Douglas, 19 points a game, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. That's fairly
solid.
much stuffing the stat sheet.
Yeah, that is solid. Speaking of stat sheet stuffers.
Yeah, try and
Mike
say that
Smith.
quickly.
Yeah, I
3
can't.
times.
I can't, especially with my voice right now. If you haven't noticed, it's a little bit off. Mike Smith, who's put his first points on the board with under a minute to go, but we all know what he can do when he catches fire.
Yeah, absolutely. 0 of 3 from the field tonight, Mike Smith.
What a lovely guy, by the way. Had a really good chat to him this week. He came out to the Queens team launch and was just there to support. And
it's actually really
get
good to see
alongside.
a number of the Saints out there supporting the women's team. Big shot, Sean Willett.
He's come out firing.
Left the 3 fingers up for quite some time as well. What a contest early in this one to close out round 10. Well, there he is. You spoke about it. You called it, Megan Compain. When he gets going, Mike Smith, he's a lot of fun to watch.
Certainly does that nice little, just to keep the control of the ball. He's got the on-ball screening. He drew the double with the big guy jumping off, and he knew he could sort of take them to the lane with that little hesitation stutter step.
Just got a good shot there of Pero Cameron, the assistant coach of the Airs. Stepped up to the big chair, of course, during the week with the Tall Blacks.
Did okay for himself too.
Did very well. Hard pass inside for Willett. He may have kept it in there. Great stuff. This would be a great basket, and it is for the Airs. Marcel Jones converts, but Sean Willett keeping it alive. Late chance here for the Saints. That won't drop. Quarter time, and we are locked up at 27 apiece. Here's the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Look at the desperation there from Willett, and Marcel Jones with the finish.
That's a way to end a quarter, right? Go up by 3 points that you probably shouldn't have had any real business having, but it just gives a little bit of momentum going into that second quarter. But 27 apiece after one.
What a start. Take a quick break. Second quarter not too far away.
Excellent. You got South. Steve, you got North. Simple. Make the layup. Get your rebound and miss. Come back. Get a voucher. Chuck it on the ground. Go again. Simple. Count it down. Moving Wellington. In 3, 2, 1, go. Off to the background. Sean. Steve takes an easy layup. Myers making hard work of it. You want to help her out, Miguel, or not? Should be one, I'm sure. Oh, Steve's taking the leg. Going back now. Line gets her first one. Steve gets her second one. 48 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. Tuning one is not easy out here, I tell you, every week. But no one will be. Oh, Steve! Sorry about you. Steve down to his last voucher. Myers keep them in easier now. Oh, Steve. We'll have to get you to make a shot at 3/4 time. Well, give it up for Steve Meyer, ladies and gentlemen. competitors across New Zealand enjoy half the birthday, half years with a plus 4 out of knots for just $33.
Welcome back to TSB Bank Arena. 1 quarter in, 27 apiece here. Been a great start between these two teams. Such a big game for both the Saints and the Airs, but a lot to like about what we've seen from both teams so far. Megan Compain.
That's right. Lots to like from both teams, and Saints, I love the fact that they're just continuing to maintain much better patience on offense. Giving up a few of those backdoor passes on the defensive end, or they might be off the rim for Xavier Cooks, unfortunately. The Airs are dangerous. All their imports can score. They're just so dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've just seen there, this has been counted.
I called that wrong.
Yeah, well, that was definitely on the way out. It wasn't dropping in.
But it was on the rim, so...
Well, you can, if it's heading out... We've seen this happen a few times. It shouldn't have counted that, from my angle anyway.
Well, Coach Trent Adam will be happy with the 2 points on the board, and look at them come back the other way.
And
That's what you call full court transition.
Absolutely. So the Airs with a couple of baskets.
Airs, interestingly, the first team that I've seen come out in a full man-to-man against the Saints.
Great rebound, Kenneth Tuffin. Cooks is going to have a long look at this one. And you can't give him that much of a look.
Teams have had some good success against the Saints when they've dropped into a 2-3 zone. So obviously scouting them very differently than they were in the beginning half of the season.
With Xavier Cooks. And just a little bit of friendly banter there between the pair.
Not interested. Not interested in that call.
And they continue to have a chat. Cooks with the foul. Just his first of the game. Davison has a couple of fouls from that first quarter. He's at the Racine line and makes the first. Airs by 2. Taranaki young gun. That one counts. That one was definitely dropping back down and in. Interesting.
Oh, you get an extra 2.
Well, the call from Trent Adam was Xavier Cooks actually knocked it in. Oh, Xavier Cooks, speak of the devil. How about that? Forget about what's happening on the sideline. Don't even worry about it. Oh.
I just had the best side-eye from him. My very, very good old friend Trent Adam, Coach Trent Adam, who knew he was having it on, trying to get the refs to call that what he said was goaltending.
Well, have a look at this. While all of that was happening, Xavier Cooks was taking care of business.
Everyone forgot that this kid is a scoring machine, and he's got 10.
Wow. Here's Hilliard.
Wow.
And Hilliard drops a big triple. Things are opening up. This is a really quality game. Xavier Cooks. He's up to 12.
Just take the rest of the players off the court and just leave.
Oh, it's one way, then the other. Davison with the flush. You can't take your eyes off this for a second. Vidanovic. Walker Miller back out there. Here's Mike Smith. Tuffin forced back out to Vidanovic. He fires away. Hilliard rebound. Quickly up the floor. Hands it off to Douglas. Has Walker Miller in front of him. Steps back. Long bomb. That's off. Cooks with the rebound. Take a breath. How about
that? I am. Thanks. I'm just going to rest my voice while I have the opportunity to, because no one needs to hear me talking when there's this much excitement going on the court.
Here's Cooks again. He's after everything at the moment. A scramble. Now, who's going to get possession here? It's going the way of the Airs. Xavier Cooks, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists.
I don't think either bench has sat down for 3 solid minutes of this quarter, because there has been something to jump up and down about. Both teams coming out on fire.
Been highly entertaining. If you're just joining us earlier today, Tuatara 105 over the Nuggets, 74. Tuatara picking up the southern swing. 9 wins in the season now. Surely on the verge of the final 6. Davison. Smith grabs it, goes and goes and goes.
And takes a foul.
Mike
trouble.
Smith.
Tell you what, I feel like the international players this season are the best that we've seen across the board.
He makes me physically tired just watching him.
I know, and he doesn't sweat. He actually doesn't sweat. I've interviewed him after 3 games now, where he's played close to 40 minutes. There's not a bead of sweat on him.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's like he does this in his sleep. But just the quality of imports when you're sitting here, as lucky as we are to watch them right in front of us. Physically, the speed, the skill. It's the best it's been since the Kenny McFadden era, I would say.
It would be a great question to put out to all of our fans and viewers and even the Sky Sport commentary team. I mean, we're 10 rounds in. Who's your favourite import of the season? There are just so many good players who have come into the Cells NBL this season. And I feel like they've boosted the Kiwi contingent as a result as well.
As they do, and we always talk about that from a New Zealand perspective. We've got skill and we've got talent in our local bred basketball talent, but we just don't get the opportunity to play against the best of the world as regularly as everyone else does. And when you do, when you have someone like Hilliard on your team and Mike Smith and Xavier Cooks, they're going to make you better. This is what's so exciting about the standard of the Cells NBL and the Tauihi, GJ Gardner Tauihi Basketball League, is it's going to do the same for the women's game as well. Watch, all I've got to say is, a couple of years down the track, watch out. Our Tall Blacks and Tall Ferns are going to be
Yeah, I think
contending.
You're right. Here's Mike Smith. Converts from the Racine line back to a 1-point game. Davison. Cooks with him. We've already seen those two going toe-to-toe this quarter. What an opportunity for Carlin Davison to be running around with Xavier Cooks. That's what we're talking about. Here's Hilliard. Ball under the wing, hard to the hoop, and he'll be rewarded with a trip to the coloured stripe. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay here, tucks it in, and goes hard. .6 triples a game this season, Anthony Hilliard.
That foul on Walker Miller. He's had a tough outing tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has so far. He's had a tough initiation into the Cells NBL.
We talked about that's just a testament to the level and the standard of this league. Walker Miller, University of North Carolina, one of the standout of all time basketball programs, Division 1.
2.7 points, 1.3 rebounds, 6.8 minutes per game so far here in the Cells NBL. So no doubt he'll be feeling the pressure. Here's Xavier Cooks. Marcel Jones trying to contain him. He's a hard man to contain. That's all I'll say.
How does a frame
I don't
that
need to
big
say anything else.
get through that defensive pressure?
Well, that's how tough he is. Marcel Jones with the answer. He makes it look effortless at times, Xavier Cooks.
Certainly does, the body control.
Midway
like
through the
sand
second.
going
Oh,
through
here
a
he goes
sieve.
again. You're right, it is. Nartai. He finds a little bit of a path through. Is there a foul in there? I think so. Walker Miller picked up for the foul.
Not sure if that was a smart foul, that one. Doesn't really gain them any advantage other than bringing them closer to the bonus. And as close as this game is, free throws at the end might be.
Yeah, it could well be, you're right. He's trying to plead his innocence, Walker Miller, but I don't know that there was too much innocence about that one. And Mike Smith now with the foul. There are some mini battles going on at the moment. We talked about Xavier Cooks and Carlin Davison. At the moment, Mike Smith just then had the job on Sean Willett. And I've got to tell you, that man right there, the Ayers number 15, is as solid as a rock. He is one tough unit. Love it. 41-39, timeout midway through the second in this one. And we've got a battle.
We have a battle. What a game. Always a good game to come out to see the Saints at the TSB Arena at the McFadden Court. The crowd are never disappointed.
Well, you want to know how tight this game is to round out round number 10. Zico Coronel up in the stands watching on.
Home from a stint in Japan, but going back very soon. I had a quick chat to him last night at the Tauihi Queens game. He came along to show support, as did Coach Troy McLean, and he said the little town that they play in Japan is the biggest show in town, so there's no competition with baseball or football or rugby, so it's pretty fanatical up there, and he's having a really good time.
Just talking about that ladder a moment ago, the Ayers sitting 4th at the moment. On the
up from number 10 at one stage.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have been very impressive. That win last night over the Giants. Of course, these two teams have already met this season. The Saints getting that win on the road by about 9 for memory. I'll need to double check that at half time, but we've talked about games within a game. That might be something to keep an eye on a little bit later in this one, although you just feel that it's not about head-to-head anymore for the Saints. They've just got to keep winning.
They certainly do. I think statistically you'll be able to tell if there's ever a chance for them to make the playoffs, but if they win all their next outings, it's going to make it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, it is. Here's Vidanovic for 3. Sean Willett. How high did he get up there? Converted a couple at one end, a big rebound at the other, and now he's picked up for the moving screen. He's been involved in everything, Sean Willett. That's his 2nd personal foul.
It's always an interesting call. I always find that a really interesting call.
Here he is. Let's keep an eye on it here. Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that one
he
either.
Stepped into that one.
Yeah, definitely.
From that angle. I think we were standing at the other side of it.
Well picked up by the officials.
Not only illegal, it's also a little bit dangerous.
Vidanovic now. Samuel, the Saints back with their starters on the floor. Good pass inside.
Lovely
Good
roll.
finish, Xavier Cooks. Well done, Mike Smith and Xavier Cooks working well in tandem.
You know how when you're thinking in your head, I'd love to see the Saints go back to what they were doing so well in the first quarter and penetrating and getting a little that inside roll, getting a few more points in the paint, and then it happens. But then you feel like, oh, someone's just going to think that I was just watching what was going on.
Xavier Cooks, game high 16 points now. And I know I've said this a few times, Megan, but he just makes the hard look easy, doesn't he?
It's very, very effortless for the...
Mike Smith. Speaking about making the hard look easy.
But the opposite of effortless, he always looks like he's got his head down, like busy as a bee.
And we're tied back up again. There's a foul there on the wraparound. There is the hold against Darnay Samuel. That's his 3rd personal for Darnay. So that's not what the Saints wanted. He's been held to just 2 points in this game so far. Quite game by his lofty standards, averaging 18 points a game this season.
But he can get them so quickly. That's I think that's what's so impressive about his offensive game. But it's obviously something going on there. A bit of frustration coming out.
And you talked earlier, Megan, about fouls, that Walker Miller foul, and just the clumsiness of adding another foul to the team total. And as it is right now, it is proving costly, because with 4 minutes 43 to go, every foul from here, other than an offensive foul, is sending the Airs to the line, and they've just made them pay with a couple there.
Yeah, it's just easy buckets that could be the difference maker of the game.
Smith and Cooks. If that combination hasn't impressed you yet, folks, you need to watch a little bit more closely, because
he's a knife through soft butter.
Absolutely. Another great tandem delivery there from the pair. Underneath, chance for Ty Wynyard. They do regain control though. Hilliard eyes an opportunity, floats it up and in. And that was a tough basket over the outstretched hand of Vidanovic. Tuffin from deep. Can't convert. Vidanovic tough underneath. He goes back up off the glass.
Oh, wow. Get a Tuffin for the offside offensive rebound.
Saints with another chance. Mike Smith hard through traffic and nearly gets the roll.
Well,
Mike
that
Smith.
was a position. They had pretty much everything, that position.
Well, if you reckon the Saints haven't toughened up in the last couple of weeks, certainly they were called out. I mean, we saw Guy Malloy exit, but I think the bigger message was it was on the players and they needed to respond. We saw that last week with a big win over the Bulls, and they're in a real battle tonight here in the capital. Sunday evening action in the NZNBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. And it has been a contest.
It's just a good spectacle of basketball, isn't it, for the fans here in the stands and for those watching at home on Sky Sport. Those viewership numbers are looking very, very healthy halfway through the season.
47 apiece. On the curl, Hilliard brings it back out to Roger. Now Hilliard goes over the top of Cooks. Anthony Hilliard. Wow.
Wow. He's just another level, isn't he?
Well, he had to get up to about level 6 then to get over Cooks. It's a foul off the ball here. I think it's going to be against Scotty Telfer. Not sure Tom Vidanovic needed to do that, and he's picked himself up a foul for that. First foul was clearly on Scott Telfer. Vidanovic
reacting with frustration.
Yep, he did.
It's a tough one to stand above it, but.
And the problem with that is that's going to send the Airs up the other way for a couple of shots.
Negate each other, negate the advantage that they received there from the foul. And obviously he's creating some sense of frustration of them. The Airs just take it, walk away.
I think we're gonna see some shots here. So definitely the foul on Telfer for the initial hold. That was clear as day. But then the foul on Vidanovic for the retaliation.
Judgment call, isn't it?
And it is a double. Let's have a look here. It is going to the side. So the fouls clearly negate the situation. Although it should be a couple of shots. Well, they're calling possession there by the looks of it. So anyway, we've got about 10 conversations going on in front of us.
I'm loving it.
Casey Frank will be sitting there with the rule book out. Saints had the ball on that double in the end.
I'm just listening to Mr. Basketball Encyclopedia over here himself. Treat I'm sorry.
We're
Just
trying to work
making me
out
laugh.
what's going on. He's standing in front of us telling us what's going on. He was demanding
And I'm getting
the 2 shots.
completely distracted.
Vidanovic subsequently in the next play was fouled going to the basket. And
I've actually lost.
he's at the
I'm
Racine
lost.
line. It was a bit of fun then watching Trent Adam, wasn't it?
Going to keep up.
You can't see that at home, but I think he had the rule book out at one stage then.
He wrote the rule book.
Had us all confused. Had us convinced at one stage and then completely confused Here's Telfer. He'll have to back it out. Roger. Back to Telfer. Loves a triple, Scotty Telfer. Not on this occasion. They lead by 2. Vidanovic will fire away. That one will end up short. Hilliard twisting and turning at mid-court. Now he's got Tuffin to beat. He's drawn the foul. Anthony Hilliard off to the Racine. He is dynamite. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Look at this.
Certainly is. I think the Saints are lucky they came away with just 2 shots at the Racine for that, but we're a bit frustrated at that. See, that's a shot out of frustration from Tommy V. He's obviously been fired up over the last couple of plays down the other end. Not a good shot selection. Trouble with those shots is they end up costing you down the other end.
Well, I talked about Hilliard being a 96% shooter from the coloured stripe. He makes that one. He's 4 of 6 tonight. Ty Wynyard takes a break. Congratulations to Ty Wynyard and the rest of the 3x3 Tall Blacks and Tall Ferns. They're off to the Commonwealth Games shortly in Birmingham. We wish them well. Here's Ngatai for 3. That one's short. And look at the speed here of the airs getting up. Hilliard, Douglas will clean it up. Another 2 for Taranaki. And boy, when they put the speed on.
They certainly do. That's transition offense right there, but coaching staff are up in arms that wasn't a foul called immediately.
Well, that foul will be called on Marcel Jones. 2 minutes to play in this opening half. Hard to sit still. And Vidanovic is headed back to the line here.
You have to wonder if the Airs coaches have a point.
3 of 6 now from the Racine stripe for Tom Vidanovic tonight. And down to our left, the Saints bench have been warned about 7 times already tonight. So you just wonder when the patience from the officials will run out. Here's Douglas. Davison getting up for the rebound. Cooks looking like a point guard, taking them all on. Look at the step to the basket and the finish. Oh, Xavier Cooks, you are a marvel.
It is just, he's just an absolute pleasure to watch every time that he touches the ball. Something good is going to happen.
He should be in the NBA, this guy. He should be.
Bit of a Joakim Noah, isn't he?
Well, he deserves a crack. I know we go live across the states on ESPN. Surely there's some people watching Xavier Cooks. Had a wonderful ANBL season. Speaking of wonderful, Anthony Hilliard. What a shot that was. He's out by 6. Now Cooks back the other way. Vidanovic gets Douglas off the floor, goes off the glass, can't convert. Rebound Aaron Bailey-Knoll. The 40-year-old gets it up to Davison. Davison goes upstairs and finishes.
It is beautiful basketball from the Taranaki Airs. Great defense, good boxing out, and just making the Saints pay on the other end of the court.
Mike Smith. Oh, folks, this is one heck of a game here tonight.
Not to be outdone. Mike Smith came into the quarter with 0.
I feel like this has been the best half of basketball I've seen this season in the Cells NBL. Steele, Tuffin, great work, dives on it. Douglas over the top is going to get called for the foul, and that'll send Kenneth Tuffin to the line. 23.9 seconds to play in this opening half. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, look at that. That is just classic Kenneth Tuffin.
Got his hand on the ball, diving on it, putting his body on the line, coming up with the foul to hit the Racine stripe, and we know this guy can hit foul shots.
Here's Tuffin. the lefty, makes the first. I can tell you that if he makes the second here, there'll be a timeout to the Airs because Trent Adam has just been standing right in front of us telling us.
I feel like I'm right in the game plan here.
Here's the second shot. Wait for the buzzer, and there it is. There is.
It's like you
Trent
knew.
Adam.
It's like you got an inside word, Justin.
I feel like he comes up here just to check with you, just to double check every time.
Well, for the listeners out there in the audience, Trent Adams and I go way back. He was one of my biggest basketball supporters as a young person growing up in Wanganui. Many a day and a night and a training run, opening gyms, rebounding for me, getting me into the weights, making me run because he knew I didn't like it. So I have a lot to owe for where I ended up as a basketball player to my good friend Trent.
Is out by 3. This one has had everything in the opening half. And it certainly promises to keep going in the second half. High scoring game, massive highlights. And we're not done with yet. In this opening half, you can see Johnny Halou there in the street clothes. He's still out with an injury. He'll be a welcome return as well.
Certainly will. He's still got his hand in a brace there. He was down at TSB Arena last night supporting the Queens also.
Yeah, it certainly was. Airs come out of that timeout. There's Anthony Hilliard. He's got 22 points in the game, Hilliard.
Hilliard and Cooks going head to head in the scoring line.
Cooks has 20.
That's in a half of basketball, Justin.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to watch. Here we go, last shot of the first half, you would think here, for the Airs. Sean Willett with the ball. Kenneth Tuffin right there with him. Willett gets it back. They want Hilliard. He comes off right there. Nartai, Hilliard, one fake, second one goes up. That's short. There's a foul. A hooking foul underneath. And I think it's going to be against Kenneth Tuffin here. It's going to put Sean Willett to the line. Right on the buzzer. So, Willett at the line. Nartai asking, is there time on the clock? Foul was on the rebound underneath. There is Jordan Nartai. There's going to be no time on the clock by the looks of it, although there's a lineup here. So, first one counts for Sean Willett. I'm not sure why we've got a lineup because the game clock is showing 0-0. There is no time showing on the clock. And we've got a full lineup. Second shot is a make, and that's it. So, halftime here, bizarre stuff. Airs lead it by 4. It has had absolutely everything. In fact, that score's just ticked over. It's a 5-point margin, 61-56. Let's head down to the sideline. Megan Compain has Javonte Douglas.
It is a dynamite game tonight. Look, I'm not going to keep you long because you need to get back in with the team. What's it going to take for the second half?
Right now, we just got to stay focused and keep playing. We're not getting some calls, but we just got to keep playing and stay together. We're playing all right, but we can do better. We can play better. We play better on defensive end.
It was a great half, so get into the locker room. We'll talk to you afterwards. Jordan, I won't keep you long because it's a game out there in a half. What's it going to take in the second half?
For us to get stops.
So Anthony Hillard's obviously he's got 22 points, but you guys have the ability to score from anywhere in the field. What's it going to take on the offensive end?
For us to get the bucket in.
Cool, thank you very much.
Good on you, Megan. Thanks very much. Entertaining, Sal's NBL as always, and this one is set up to be a cliffhanger. Ayers leaded by 5 at the half. Look at those scores. Lots of points, lots of highlights, and we'll pick it all apart right after this break. Don't go away.
Thank you to Broadcast Suites, our game day sponsor. You got a lovely night stay at Broadcast Suites, but you're not going home empty-handed. We've got some tickets to next week's game for you. Thank you to game day sponsor.
There shouldn't have been a lineup at the end then. There shouldn't have been a lineup at the end then. Like they were lining up for the rebound. They should have, there's no time left on the clock.
Yeah.
Let's get a photo in front of Broadcast Suites side.
Jordan Arte always like that?
Oh, what did he say?
Nothing.
Oh, really?
Got to hit shots. Get more balls in the basket. I was like, yeah, cheers, mate.
Thanks.
World class.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the court. The Hellbound Dancers, sponsored by Hell.
Halftime in Wellington tonight. Welcome back. Sal's NBL action proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Great to have you with us, and what a game we've got for you. Justin Nelson and Megan Compain. 61-56. Ayers leaded by 5 at the half. And this game, Megan, has had absolutely everything.
It certainly is. 5 points in it, which is nothing considering how quickly both of these teams can rack up the points on the board. And one of the things that's calling out in the stat sheet is they're taking care of it. It's a really good, tidy game of basketball. 2 turnovers for the Saints, 4 for the Ayers. That's nothing in a professional game of basketball.
Leading scorers so far tonight, Hilliard and Cooks. And as you can see, rebounding as well. They are going toe-to-toe. There's a little bit of a size difference, but gee, they are star factor, absolute quality, the pair of them. Javonte Douglas, we just heard from him heading into the break. Nartai with that single block. As we have a look at the steals, and there's been a couple of really good ones actually, exciting.
We talked about hardly any turnovers, but the ones that they have produced have been eye-catching.
Strap yourselves in, folks. Second half not too far away, and I've got a feeling we are going to have a big one tonight here at TSB Bank Arena. Back with the second half after this. They've come out very quickly.
Just stop making stupid plays, stupid fouls.
They've come out very, very quickly.
Yeah, they did. About as much as Jordan had to say at halftime. They're at risk at getting in their own heads.
Yeah. Hey, Rich, have you got the Ta'ihi graphic? Okay, can we bring that up when... Yeah, bring that up when we come back. We'll go score first and then bring that up. Thanks, mate. And if I get time before the second half starts, I'll also throw to the ladder to bring up the live ladder. Thanks, mate.
Wellington, Wellington basketball. Wellington, we just need you to make some noise. There's anyone in this time to play basketball for together? No, nobody. Three people. 5 people. We'll come back to you. What about you, Tom? Would you like basketball together? Much more than that side. Much better. What about this team? What about this team? Would you like a basketball team together? Should we try that one more time? What about you guys? Would you like a basketball? Much better. Much better. What about you guys? Can you top that? Can you top that side? Okay, I want to ask you one more time, Miguel, one more time. You guys, one more chance. Do you want a basketball?
Say again. Welcome back to TSB Bank Arena, halftime here. Crowd up and about. Ayers lead this one by 5. Can they complete an amazing double on the road? Of course, they took down the Giants by 10 last night. And from what we saw in the first half of this evening, they are more than capable of doing the double. Second half not too far away. And the basketball action keeps coming your way on Sky Sport. Tomorrow night, the Ta'ihi Basketball Aotearoa round 1 is underway. 3 games already played. Puakai, Queens and Kahu getting the wins. Tomorrow night, the Kahu taking on the Queens. That game 7 p.m. live on Sky Sport. Out at Franklin Pool and Leisure, the Stockyard where the Bulls play. So if you live in the area, get down and see that game. And then on Tuesday night, the Phi have their first home game taking on the Puakai, 7 p.m. as well. So a couple of big games in Ta'ihi Basketball Aotearoa coming your way on Sky Sport over the next couple of nights, just for all the basketball fans out there.
Just to add to the mix.
Absolutely.
I think that's why I'm sitting here next to Justin, barely being able to talk with the commentary team going down this week. As you said, 11 games of basketball across men's, women's and Tall Blacks.
Been busy.
been with people dropping out like flies. I couldn't leave you hanging, so I am here, but I do apologise for the quirky nature of the voice.
No, good on you. Here we are at McFadden Court, of course. Now, I mentioned earlier these two teams have already met this season. That was up at New Plymouth. And the Saints got that one by 11, 103-92. Anthony Hilliard, who has 22 to halftime in this game, that night, 36 points. So keep an eye on him. Mike Smith had 30, by the way, in that same game.
And we didn't, the Saints didn't have Xavier Cooks on the roster from, he did. He was there by then?
Yep, they did. He had 20 and 11 in that one. He's got 20 points already in this game tonight. Yep. Air shooting at 64.7% in that opening half. I like the look of this team. The Airs.
I like the look of the Airs. They have a calm kind of confidence about them.
Well, let's have a quick look at the ladder, because you'll see the Airs are sitting 4th on the table right now. So a win here, look out. Big times coming up if they can get the double. Final 6, of course, being played at Event Finder, August 10 to 13. First time we've gone to a Final 6. It's going to be 4 nights of Sal's NBL Finals action. Saints off to a red-hot start. Maybe. Yes, they are. Tom Vodanovic. Offensive rebound with the putback. Draws the foul.
I feel like that's what Tommy V needed to start the third quarter. Can't help but wonder whether there's a little bit of frustration and he's getting into his own head a little bit towards the end of that second quarter, picking up that unnecessary foul. But what a great way for him to start the third.
Misses the bonus. Davison, that's his 3rd foul, by the way. Here's Hilliard. 5 triples already tonight. Tom Vodanovic showing his left-footed soccer skills. He's been solid again tonight as well. 14 points. In fact, it'll be 16 now. Just the 3 rebounds. Douglas, he'll want to get going, and that'll help his cause. Spoke to him at halftime, Megan. He moves into double digits as well. Walker Miller starting the second half in the absence of Darnay Samuel, who has 3 fouls. Miller inside to Cooks. That's a tough pass. He may come up with it, Xavier Cooks. He does. Keeps it alive. Nartai dribbles the baseline out the other side, comes up short, gets it back, and doesn't get the roll. Fighting hard. Xavier Cooks does come up with it, draws the foul. Foul was down, though. So that score won't count.
Feel like you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting there on that arm play.
Oh.
Thank you, Justin. As I was sitting there just sort of watching and reflecting on how many people are going to touch the ball before they actually went for the basket.
Well, it's hard to get a touch of the ball when Xavier Cooks is around. I think he just added 3 rebounds then.
He sure did, padding the stats.
Smith for a triple. Brings that margin back to 3. He's up to 17 in the game.
Those exchange of threes, it's back within a 3-point game.
Hilliard bounced off Walker Miller. Great pass by Davison inside to Wynyard, but Walker Miller just ripped it out of those big mitts.
Unlucky for Ty to lose that ball. It was a fantastic pass.
Vodanovic. Davison got a hand on it. Cooks will fire away from deep. That would have tied it up. Here's Douglas. Hilliard with Cooks on him. Now Vodanovic gets a go. Roger turns the corner, hands it off. Javonte Douglas on the step back and the finish.
Good finish from Douglas. You'd think he wanted a little bit of love from the referee on that one as well.
Oh, how's the pass? Mike Smith to Walker Miller. And that'll get Miller's confidence up.
Made the most of that one. Great way for him to get his first points on the board for the night.
Well, he can thank Smith for that.
What a
Just
pass.
threaded a needle between Wynyard and Davison.
Make some noise, Wellington.
Here's Roger, uses the screen of Wynyard. Hilliard can do the impossible. This will be a deep 2. In fact, it'll be a 3. Referee Sam Pan said he was clearly outside that 3-point arc. Javonte Douglas getting going in this third. Vodanovic inside, stepping back on that left, can't make it. Loose ball comes out. Davison, surrounded by blue singlets, has to pull it up.
Certainly looking for the ball down low to Tommy V.
Oh, look at this. That's a
Wow.
long way out. Anthony Hilliard, 6th triple of the game.
That didn't even look close to missing.
25 points for the league's leading scorer. Vodanovic, nowhere to go underneath. Good defense, Wynyard and Douglas. Numbers 1 out. Oh, Hilliard's going to go again, and he's going to make Anthony Hilliard, superstar of the Cells NBL. Sit back and take note. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is a star.
Back to back, deep threes from the same position.
Look at Pero Cameron, he just says thank you. Wow.
Wow, that's tough to come back from. They shouldn't have down the other end of the court. The Airs starting out the third quarter, putting some real pressure down low on Tommy Vodanovic and the boys in the paint, not being able to get any kind of look in. Triple team there just before to turn around and drain a deep 3, and all of a sudden that leads up at 12.
28 in the game. I'm not sure if we can get that GJ Gardner-Holmes replay back, but Pero Cameron's response, there's the 3. I mean, that is a long way out. But Pero Cameron, watch this. He'll come into picture here. Yep, good work. Well
Good
done.
boy. Good boy.
Pat on the head.
Well done.
I like it.
Like what I'm seeing.
Oh, you can't help but be impressed. And you know what? That has pushed the lead out to 12.
Certainly
Just
has,
like that.
back to back. Seeing MVP performances in him night in, night out.
Well, we spoke earlier about the imports that we love to watch. Anthony Hilliard, 28 in the game. Darnay Samuel back onto the floor out of that timeout. I think Cook's just lost that then. He did. So, a turnover the Saints didn't need. It felt like a 3-point margin just moments ago. And now, a foul is drawn by Sean Willett. This Airs team.
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough, but it is interesting how the Saints will respond to this run. And we know basketball's a game of runs. We know that the Saints team are dangerous in every position on the court that can score.
We said in the pre-game, Megan, that the 3 Airs imports, based on their averages, combined for 78 points, 25 rebounds, 14 assists, and 8 triples per game. At the moment, if I do my maths really, really quickly, they're at 55 points. Forget about the rebounds because they've been making a lot of shots tonight. But the triples, they're at 8 already. So the averages are stacking up. They are a handful. Here's Smith. He goes from deep. Wasn't too far away. Big rebound, Hilliard. Vodanovic with the foul.
Picks up his third.
I mean, this is a triple-headed monster.
Well, you talk about their offensive ability. They're this conversation that would have happened at halftime with Coach Trent Adams and his coaching team. It's obviously something to do with not giving up those easy shots underneath. Clamping down on Tommy V in the baseline.
Hilliard. Oh, look at him go. Anthony Hilliard just carved his way through the Saints then. 30-point game already, 15 and a half minutes to play. This is some sort of a performance. Vodanovic, nowhere to go. Smith, he knows only one way, and that's to the rack.
Saw the lane opening up, and there's no question where he's going when that happens.
Saints needed that.
Certainly do. We just talk about these are the times when you see the heart of the team come through. There's a lot of game to go.
17-9 run in this third. Not sure when the final 6 tickets go on sale, but if you live anywhere in and around, I don't know, the New Plymouth area, I reckon you need to get online and book yourself some, because I've got a feeling your team's going to be there and could well create some history. Like the look of this team. Douglas. Turnover, yes. Good defense, Smith, Vidanovic, Samuel. He wants to go hard to the basket, and he does.
Just what they need.
Timely stuff from the Saints. Back to 11.
To say the game of runs, we'll get a few on the board, get their confidence up. Interesting, Tommy V stayed on the court with his 3rd foul. Obviously, Coach Troy has a plan in play for that.
Might be the biggest tattoo I've ever seen on a bicep, by the way. Tommy Vidanovic, not sure if you did you see that? Huge. Not that I'm any
underneath
judge, but anyway. Douglas gets his own rebound and finishes. That's the sort of night it's been so far for the Airs, especially this 3rd quarter. Samuel. Good footwork at the top of the key. Now through the paint. Tries to get back his own missed shot. Douglas with the rebound. Quickly up the floor. Willett will fire away. Nothing but Saints underneath. 4 minutes to play in this third. Great work, Xavier Cooks.
Nice. Fantastic pass by Mike Smith. Caught him off guard a little bit. Spinning out of court.
And the Saints just hanging in there at the moment, Megan. Such a big game for them. Oh, Sean Willett through the middle. Xavier Cooks met him and said, not
no,
tonight.
Thank you. No, thank you.
We're not taking that. Nartai, I think that's come off Sean Willett. It has. It's going to be a Saints ball. Scotty Telfer and Ty Wynyard back in. Kenneth Tuffin doing the same for the Saints.
Finally, we see Tommy V sitting. Probably see him sitting the pine for the rest of the quarter. For 3.
And here's Jordan Nartai. He's got the job on Hilliard.
I don't envy him.
Oh, such a tough player to guard. Cooks, Smith. Got Willett flying high. Gets it back. He'll fire from there, will he? No, he puts it on the floor. Pulls up on the long 2, and it's good. Back to 9.
Start to hit his pace there, Mike Smith. Looking dangerous with the ball in his hand. Saw the mismatch with Ty Wynyard on him straight away and took advantage.
Telfer.
Another steal from the Saints.
Cooks came up with it. Here's Smith. Basket here would be handy. He's drawn the foul. He's off to the coloured stripe. Smith coming alive, has 19 in the game.
Tell me a time that Mike Smith can't get to the hoop.
Yeah, no, there's not too many. Here he is. Did everything right through traffic. Timeout. Boy, oh boy. Airs by 9. Got out by as much as 15. Anthony Hilliard, 30 in the game. Javonte Douglas has 18 now. Sean Willett with 12. We talked about the Airs on that ladder before. We'll bring it back up for you. Have a look at the Saints on the ladder. Let's leave the Airs conversation to one side for a moment. The Saints are in 9th, 4 and 7. But look at that, they're only a couple of wins outside the top 6. But if they lose this one today, they got 6 games to play. And you would think they need to win all 6 to make it from there.
That's right. They've got an advantage where they're sitting on 11 games played overall. So they've got a few more in hand than some of the other teams are sitting around 12, 13, 14. But there's Mani Mita's dad in the audience.
Yeah, watching on. And of course that magic number, if it does become a game within a game, if these two teams were to finish locked on the same wins for the season, the magic number is +11. That's what the Saints beat the Airs by earlier this season.
Well, let's hope we don't have to talk about the game between the game. And
we had enough of that last week, didn't we?
We did.
I'm not explaining it again.
There's only 8 points in it, then we know that the Saints have the opportunity to score through many positions in the court, but they've just got to have belief in themselves. And
oh, great pass inside. Douglas finishes off Wynyard. What a response that was by the Airs. Out of that timeout.
so they don't let the Saints get comfortable, do they?
Tuffin for three. Drains it off the left. Timely basket from the captain. Lead at 7. Has been a steadying fight back by the Saints. There's the star. Hilliard going to work. Out to Telfer.
Oh, that hurts.
Scotty Telfer is usually good for one of them a game. And that was it. Back at 10. Still at 10. Hilliard just fumbled it and bailed out in the end. Winnie out of Mulvihill with the foul. Not a lot in that.
There wasn't a lot in that. You can just tell Hilliard get a little bit frustrated by getting pushed around a little bit on the ball. So yeah, they fouls probably, but he's seasoned pro against some of our young kids. He's just trying to remind them who's boss.
Here's Willett. Keeps it alive, stepping back, falling back, and losing possession.
That was a great defense effort by the Saints there. Good double team. Out of the screen on the ball.
Have a look at the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay here. That looks like me playing basketball.
In your prime.
In my prime. Thank you for that. I told you before, there's 2 Olympic Games between the pair of us. Have a look at this. Yeah, that's where it starts to go south very quickly. Heading down towards three-quarter time. 10-point game. The Airs have made their move in this third period. Saints need to respond. Smith over Telfer. Back of the ring, he'll get it back. Great pass inside. Xavier Cooks finishes it off. How's the vision there from Mike
saw
Smith?
That. Saw the lane. Xavier just sneaking in behind Hilliard there.
Wynyard barreling through Xavier Cooks, who looks to have come off second best. That is one steam train you do not want to be on the end of. And they're
No hard feelings.
both having a bit of a laugh about it now.
Well, the good news for the Saints is it's only the second foul on Xavier Cooks. So for as active as he is on both ends of the court, he doesn't pick up a lot of fouls. So it's a sign of a true pro.
Love the aggression here, though, from Big Ty Wynyard. Foul is called on the floor. Ty was just buzzing around the Racine line there, expecting to have a look at a couple of shots. Here's Marcel Jones back into the action. Winnie out of Mulvihill in the end. Found the rebound. They've got some three-point shooters on the floor here, the Saints. Look out for Winnie out at Mulvihill. It'll be Walker Miller inside with the little floater.
Again, great vision by Mike Smith in the paint.
Hilliard, oh, off the ball here. That's against Ty Wynyard. That's pretty heavy contact.
Not going to question that one.
No, definitely not. I think if we get this on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, you'll see that it wasn't a hard decision to make. Kenneth Tuffin picks himself up. Here it is again, and you'll see just off the ball there. The contact as Tuffin went down.
The ears have been called for a few of those, so whilst you're not turning the ball over as much by pure passing, a few of those offensive calls, offensive foul calls.
40 seconds to play in this third. Cooks has been pretty well held this quarter, reaching in Sean Willett. And I think that might put the Saints. No, it won't. That's the fourth.
It's his third foul.
I take that back.
That's the third, but you look at that.
Not sure what's going on up there. Well, they're calling it on the shot. So, Ayers are a little bit bemused. Anyway.
Bonus sending him to the line, so.
Not the first time tonight we've been,
You've been confused.
looking around to see what's going on. Where's Trent Adam when you need him?
I get so he's standing on the other end of the court. I can't hear what he's saying.
Cooks makes the first. He has 25 in the game. 26, had 20 to the half. Foul. Called on Walker Miller. And I reckon we've got a tech foul now as well. We have. Being called.
You're going to have to catch me up, Justin, because
look, I know there's been
missing
frustration in the game.
Yep.
We've seen it. It's been there from both sides. We've stayed away from it. There have been times when we've been wondering what's going on, but there's been frustration. We know that, and it's just boiled over here. There's the foul, and look, there's contact from the side there. I mean, we've got the benefit of the replay. We've got a different view of it there, but there was clearly contact
You're
from the side.
always going to get called for a foul when you're reaching in with your inside hand, and that's what Coach Pero Cameron was trying to argue the other way, that it was the outside hand. But, you know, sometimes you also wonder, two fouls called the same in the two different possessions. Make-up call?
Well, there's some shots from the line, and of course we had the tech foul as well. Sean Willett here. And he hasn't made the Saints pay, to be honest. 7-point margin.
Those could be costly with, say, 7 points in the game.
And Casey Frank talks about foul shots all the time. And the importance of them. Big rebound by Willett. 10 seconds to play in this quarter. The Airs doing well. Willett out of control. Gets it to Davison. Goes out to Telfer. He's hit one from there. He hasn't hit the second, but he's been fouled.
Oh, my goodness. It's the worst case scenario you could ask for.
0.1 of a second. We saw the second quarter close with drama. Have a look at this. Davison, presence of mind to find Telfer, and Kenneth Tuffin has run through Scott Telfer and the signage and the fans sitting sideline.
I'm a big Kenneth Tuffin fan, but I'm going to take that back to the play before. Jacking up a 3 under pressure.
Now, there's been another technical foul here because it's going to be Telfer to the line for 3. So there's been another technical foul while all of that's going on because Marcel Jones is at the line. So the Saints have been called for another tech, and again the Airs have let them off the hook, and now Telfer will come to the line for 3. So there is a lot happening in this game, Megan.
There is a lot happening, and it's the worst case scenario you could ask for at the end of a quarter when you're had a little bit of momentum, a little bit of swing going your way. 7 points in it, not bad going into a fourth quarter. It's a margin you can get your head around. To have a 3-point shooter fouled with 0.1 seconds to go on the clock.
You can hear the crowd getting into this one now. Telfer converts the second. There's only 0.1, so nothing's going to happen out of this shot unless it's a missed shot. Unless it's a missed shot or a foul. Either way, because they're in the bonus. He makes it, and that'll do us to 3 quarter time. What a game. 88-79. The Airs put the foot down. They went out by as much as 15. The Saints are hanging tough. Got to stay cool under pressure. Last quarter not too far away. This one's had everything, and it's going to have more as we head to the line after the break.
Before you sit, at least you get the room. Yoram Magilla, the conductor of all crowds. It's up to you, Dan. Hit the backboard. You can't practice now. Everyone, give it up for Dan. It will jackpot to our next home game. $1,500 up for grabs. Which I'm sure we want to give it away soon. Thanks to our good friends that run from the box Toyota. Coming up at full time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to block off half the court. We can usually go around and shoot. But we're going to block it off. So you're going to use one half of the court. We're going to set up the other half. To the bench us that you should come down and get your signatures from the players and buy a singlet or a hoodie or a t-shirt, whatever. We are going to set up the bench press stand on the second half of the court. That's after the game. When you come down, we'll be all your favourite Saints players.
Welcome back to a Sunday evening in the capital. Round 10 Sal's NBL action, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. The Airs won the second quarter by 5. They won the third quarter by 4. And we've got a 9-point margin with a quarter to play. Crowd finding some voice. The Saints are going to need them down the stretch here. Megan Compain, your thoughts?
There's nothing in it. I think the Airs certainly have the advantage and feel like they've got a little bit of confidence on the court. The Saints certainly do have, they're not out of this game. There's 9 points in it. We know that the Saints can pull that back very quickly, but do they have the belief? There's a lot going to be riding on this, and it's going to show a lot about what the Saints and the heart of this team to pull this off.
And as we said, their margin for error, should they lose this game, is 0. That's their margin for error for the rest of the season. And they're still going to play the Hawks twice.
It's a tough ask. They'd like to do themselves a favour and bank this one, but this is a very good Airs team, and maybe we'll say this here first for the first time. Justin, championship winning calibre team.
Oh, well, they're going to give it a good shake. If they make the final 6, and you would think based on what we saw last night on the road against the Giants and what we've seen in 3 quarters so far here today, they definitely have the pedigree to do it. Definitely.
They will miss Ty Wynyard when he heads off to Birmingham to compete in the 3x3, the Commonwealth Games. They certainly will miss him inside. That might play a bit of a factor. Won't take them out of playoff contention necessarily, but he should be back for playoffs.
Yes, will be. Yep, will be. Those players off on 3x3 duty at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games. A little bit of a hold up, but we are set to go now. So can the Saints have a big last quarter and chalk up win number 5? Or will it be the Airs with a dream double on the road, further cementing their position in the top 6? 1 quarter to play. Inside, Ty Wynyard gets the start the Airs wanted.
Made the Saints pay with that good swap on D on the ball screen.
Here's Xavier Cooks, 26 tonight. Points, that is. It's not his birthday. Samuel for 3. Short on the iron. Richie Roger hands it off to Hilliard. He goes hard, he goes quick, he brings it back out, and he fires away. Can't make it. Wynyard underneath. Had one look at it. Douglas almost picked it up for the Airs. Darnay Samuel here. Has the smaller Hilliard on him. Hard to the basket. Darnay can't finish. Here's Sean Willett. He goes upstairs and makes it. That is a big basket for Sean Willett.
Big basket. Felt like he got blocked, got it back under control and finished it off.
He's got some real athleticism, hasn't he? 15 in the game. In the corner, Ngatai all alone. Should make them pay and does. Jordan Ngatai with the triple. Brings it back to 10. Here's Willett again.
Ty Wynyard crashing the boards.
And strong. Right in the middle of Vidanovic and Samuel. Excellent stuff from Wynyard.
That's his fourth foul.
Fourth foul on Vidanovic. You can see his displeasure. Samuel has 3 fouls. Cooks has 3.
Ty Wynyard hasn't put many points up on the board, but he's making his presence felt under the boards. Coming up with a couple of crucial offensive rebounds.
Douglas could have fired away from 3. Elects to go to the basket. Has a second crack, has a third crack. And does enough in the end for the Airs to keep possession.
You be relentless. You keep playing like that. That's great. Great job.
He does average 11 rebounds a game. Oh, great pass in, and Hilliard just running the arc. Well set up by the Airs. Yes, they're a championship caliber team.
Thank you. I said it here first.
Yep, they are.
Unless Casey said it in his Casey's corner.
Smith. Ngatai. Smith in the corner. Richie Roger right there with him. Everyone clears out. Cooks now. Samuel. Looking stagnant at the moment, the Saints. Samuel banks it in.
They certainly needed that to bring it within 10 points, but I was just thinking the same thing. They're just slowing a bit down on offense and looking a little bit tentative.
And if there's one thing we've seen from the Airs, they can play at breakneck speed. Oh, Willett's going to go from long range. Wynyard making a contest again. Smith for the Saints. Is there a foul in there? There is a finish though.
Finished twirling and whirling through 3 to get the points, but Mike Smith taking it end to end.
Margin at 8. Saints not going away. If they can get a stop and a score here, this crowd is going to come to life. Willett, can he answer the challenge? Wynyard again, big and strong inside. He's fouled Darnay Samuel in the end. Oh, I'll tell you what, there's a few words here. There's been some real heat in this game.
Certainly has. There's no love lost between these two teams.
TJ Gardner-Holmes replay here. There's the foul.
Ty just getting...
Samuel having words there to Sean Willett. This is where it started, and that's where it just started to go to the next level. Mike Smith and Jordan Ngatai just settling things down.
Willett missed the little poke of the ball away, otherwise that could have been an unsportsmanlike or slowing the game or unnecessary play, but the Saints, they can take advantage of it down this end of the court. Not been for a ball game, Justin.
Well, these two teams know what's at stake. And that's why we've seen some real heat. Ngatai getting upstairs. Was he fouled? No. Marcel Jones comes up with it to Davison. Davison gets up, and he is fouled by Kenneth Tuffin.
That'll be his 4th that he picks up.
It is indeed his 4th foul.
I think you're right. If there's 8 points in it, the Saints really needed something to go their way on that possession just to see the tide turn a little bit. in your favour.
You can see, we're sitting next to the Ayers bench, and you know, great credit, Pero Cameron and Trent Adam as a coaching duo. I've loved what I've seen today. They're constantly talking to the players, educating the players. It is non-stop positive communication. It's not negative, always positive, always talking, always. There they are. Great coaching duo there.
I couldn't agree more. I had a quick chat to Trent before the game and caught up with my old mate and
Samuel,
asked him how much he's learning from having Pero Cameron sitting on the bench with him. And see, Pero took him to the Philippines earlier this year with the Tall Blacks, and that was his first international assistant coaching opportunity, and just gave him the confidence to know that he actually can coach at that level.
It's a good finish there by Darnay Samuel. He's had a couple of key baskets so far in this last quarter. Makes the bonus from the Razine, and that brings it back to 7.
7 points and a lot of people on foul trouble, Justin.
They are hanging in there, the Saints. Oh, great pass inside to Douglas. They've run that offense a couple of times tonight. On that occasion.
Unlucky not to have that go. And this might be just what the Saints ordered.
And about 3,500 fans wanted. Mike Smith with the big triple. And it's back to 4.
Just point out that Mike Smith has just racked up a cheeky 27 points.
Douglas is fouled. Darnay Samuel with his 4th. He's got 4. Tuffin's got 4. Vodanovic has got 4. Cooks has got 3. But more importantly, we've got a game on our hands with 5.5 to play.
It's a lot of time to go if the Saints could just keep them off the foul line, slow the ball down on defense, just let them force a couple shots and convert on the other end. But you're absolutely right, they are back in this.
13-8 run in this last quarter by the Saints.
What's interesting is that the Ayers have not made them pay from the line. We talked about it slightly earlier, a little bit earlier.
17 of 25, Megan, from the Razine line. 18 of 26. The Saints are 17 of 24. We've had a lot of foul shots tonight.
It's been a feisty game.
There's Cooks. Can he come up with something special? Of course he can. His name's Xavier Cooks. 3-point margin. Don't forget the Ayers played last night. Are they running out of legs late? Hilliard off the glass. He draws another foul.
That is going to be interesting to see as Xavier Cooks puts his hand up straight away.
Here's Xavier Cooks. Look at that.
Silky. Just silky.
He's a mix between a giraffe and a gazelle. Just don't know how he does it. What would that be? A Giselle?
A giraffe?
Giraffe? I don't know.
They're still contemplating who to put that foul on. I don't think they've actually called it yet.
3-point margin. Ty Wynyard has 4 fouls. Javonte Douglas fouled out, by the way. While all of that was happening,
Tommy Vodanovic.
Back down the other way, Javonte Douglas is out of the game. So that is key. There he is. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 offensive rebounds. That might have been some of the confusion as to what was going on. I'm not sure that they picked up on the actual call that it was his 5th, but he's out of the game, Megan. And that's a big loss.
As is Tommy Vodanovic, which is why Xavier Cooks was putting his hand up to try to take that foul.
Vodanovic is out as well. So a key loss for
both teams.
Both teams in the last 30 seconds of this game. No more Vodanovic. Oh, Xavier Cooks barreling his way through Marcel Jones.
Sorry,
Trent Adam is giving Xavier Cooks a big rap. And now there's an offensive foul.
this game has it all.
3-point margin. Offensive foul, and that's against the Airs. And that has winded Kenneth Tuffin. It takes a lot for the Saints skipper not to get back to his feet, but he doesn't look 100% right now. Here's the replay, and there it is there. Davison just turning his back into Kenneth Tuffin.
I think Coach Trent Adam's point was there may have been a bit of contact down the other end of the court that the Airs came off worse about. But so the game of basketball goes, and the referees call at the end of the day, and we got a 3-point game.
Cooks with 30 in the game, by the way. Smith with 27. Dane Samuel has been active in this last quarter. Comes up short.
Shaking his own head at that shot selection choice. I think he wanted it so badly.
Sean Willett. Can he weave some magic? Yes, he can. Great response by the Airs. Foul called on Scotty Telfer for leaning in on Mike Smith. Saints with 4 team fouls. The Airs have 3, or is that their 4?
They'll head to 4. So it's actually not a bad foul in the end, because as we've seen so many times in this game, Mike Smith had his eye on the basket and no one in his way.
Here's Samuel. This would be big. Big, big, big. Dane Samuel.
That brings the crowd to their feet. But
Back
look
to
at
2.
this the other way.
Sean Willett, what a game he's having. He has 19 now, and he does not look like stopping. Man on a mission. Smith. Samuel!
Back to back. Dane coming to play in the 4th quarter.
What a game of basketball. Sal's NBL is alive in season 2022, and the Saints get it back.
Turnover. Kenneth Tuffin putting the defensive clamps on.
Saints have the lead. Listen to the crowd. Here's the replay.
I can't, Justin, I can't.
I said at half-time, Dane Samuel was having a quiet one. He's up to 12. Last quarter, he has come to the party. Saints by 1, season alive. Kenneth Tuffin, here he is, the man of the moment. The crowd was up for it too.
They certainly would. 3-0-3 would have been, but not to be. But don't count these Airs out. They are so dangerous.
Absolutely. Including this man. Oh, Anthony Hillard, you are joking. You are joking.
I'm speechless.
What a shot.
Xavier Cooks outstretched giraffe hand.
That is
How
incredible.
on earth did he get that over that hand?
Scoreboard has fixed itself up, by the way. Airs have it by 4. Playing a little bit of catch-up there for a moment. Here's Willett inside. Gets it back. Sean Willett. Ball ricochets out to Hilliard. Hilliard with 37 in the game. What can he do here? Step back. Don't tell me. Oh, this is absolutely incredible. Hilliard's unconscious. That is out of this world. I hope you're enjoying it on Sky Sport, folks, because this is an incredible display of shooting from Anthony Hilliard. Xavier Cooks responds.
Responds.
You are speechless.
I am speechless. Sorry, I don't have any voice as it is. I've been in so many shouty events this weekend. Just
90 seconds to
can't
go.
afford any more.
It is
So
by
I'm just going to
4.
sit back and watch the action now, if you don't mind.
Willett ran into Cooks. Turnover. Here come the Saints.
Pull-up three.
Smith, back of the iron. Ayers get it back. Crowd are on their feet. Hilliard. Roger, outstretched arm, yes, offensive foul. Well, you extend that arm, you're going to get picked up for it. I think when you see this on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, watch the outstretched arm, there it is, the left arm into the chest.
The push off.
Yep.
Can understand it's a hard one to swallow, but it was a foul, but it puts Dane on the regime.
Well, it's an offensive foul, so that's not going to be shots.
Shouldn't be shots.
But I just wonder, have we had a technical foul here? We're signalling one shot, so...
Is it a technical foul for the coach punching the floor?
Yeah, I think we've had another technical in this game. So there's been a few of them. Got the couple. Now the Ayers have. Dane Samuel converts. Now we're going to bring it back for the Saints to have possession. Have we got a timeout here? We have. Oh, take a breath. 108-105, 56 seconds to play. We haven't got a timeout.
No timeout call. We're straight back into it. 1 minute to go.
Saints
Ayers
with possession. Here we go. Mike Smith. Samuel wants to get to the basket. Found a way through to Cooks. No. Willett comes up with it. And the Ayers will try and steady this one down and use some time. Javonte Douglas is back out there. I am sure I saw on the box score that Javonte Douglas had 5 fouls. There's an offensive foul. Don't worry about the mate. Javonte Douglas is showing on the stats as 5 fouls.
On the scoreboard at the stadium, it's
showing at
4.
Okay, so clearly the stats aren't reading right. There's the offensive foul. We do have a timeout now.
Good timeout. Saints possession, 22 seconds in the clock. Down 3. 2 ways you can attack this, Justin. Go for a quick 2 and a foul. Put the Ayers on the line and try to put a bit of pressure on them there and get 2 possessions at it, or run the clock and look for your open 3 to tie it up and go into overtime.
I feel like I'm going to have to watch the replay of this during the week on Sky Sport just to figure out what's going on.
Well, I haven't been much help for you tonight, Justin, so I do apologise to you and all the listeners and watchers out there on Sky Sport.
I mean, we've got...
I've had to go into some little hibernation from time to time to preserve myself, but this game has had it all.
Well, the crowd, they are loving this. I can tell you now, Javonte Douglas is definitely still in the game. That's the one that's been confusing because it's been showing as 5 fouls on the stats for quite some time. But he's got 4, you're right, Megan, on the scoreboard here. Clearly says 4, and he's out there. 22 seconds to play. Saints down by 3. Some late heroics here. Let's wait and see. Mike Smith. They're going to look for a final shot, or there's a block there by Wynyard. Loose ball, scramble. Willett comes up with it, and he's grabbed by Kenneth Tuffin. And I'm not sure that Kenneth Tuffin made a play on the ball there, so this could be an unsportsmanlike. We'll wait for the call. Came in from behind and grabbed him. There it is. There you go. Referee Mikey Graham.
Tough call at that end of the game, because it's obvious what he's trying to do there. He's trying to take the foul so he can get the Ayers to the free throw line so they can have another shot at goal. But
well, it is one that players and coaches
you kind of accept,
don't like. Yeah.
But you accept it.
Yep.
There's no advantage down that end of the court for the Ayers in terms of scoring. They're not trying to hurt the player, they're just trying to stop the ball to get the get them to the foul line so they can take another possession. But hit one shot kind of puts it out of contention.
And they haven't been super convincing from the Racine line in this second half, the Airs. But that one was important, and it was made by Willett. Second one. He does not drop, but they will get possession. So chasing, down by 4, and they've got to try and get it back. You would think it's going to be too tough for the Saints from here. Here's Hilliard, fouled by Nartai. A couple of seconds off the clock. And that'll put Hilliard to the line. What a game he's had tonight, Anthony Hilliard.
Oh.
I mean, some of what he has done.
I think he's going to rack up 40 here, Justin.
Well, if he hits this, it is his 40th, and he deserves every single one of them. 40 points in the game for Hilliard. An excitement machine, the league's leading scorer, makes the second. Airs out by 6. They bring in the defensive Scotty Telfer. And again, we've got words at mid-court. Darnay Samuel involved. Javonte Douglas as well. He's getting dragged away. The 3 imports.
I think it's just a testament to how much this means to the players and how much this game means at this point in the schedule for both teams. For the Airs, they're on a roll, they're on a run. They just keep getting better and better week in, week out. The Saints done such a good job to come back after a tough start. They've got such a talented team. They really needed this one to give themselves a shot at playoffs.
Well, coming into round 10, this was billed as the game of the round, and it has lived up to and exceeded all expectations. What a win for the Airs. What a weekend for the Airs, and still we're going on the sidelines right in front of us at the moment. There is some real heat in this game. Bogdanovic shaking hands. Darnay Samuel walking away.
The pros have settled it down, full respect.
Well, and there should be respect both ways, because this has been, for me, the game of the season. I know we've got to wrap up quickly, but Megan, your final thoughts?
Oh, I can't say enough about these two teams. It's real disappointing for the Saints to have to come out. But on the bottom from a very good Airs team, we're seeing some of the best competition, best basketball in the competition right here tonight.
Don't forget, Ta'ihi Basketball Aotearoa is back on the screens of Sky Sport tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The Cells NBL returns 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday night. Round 10 comes to a close with an absolute beauty. Massive game here in the capital tonight. What a win by the Airs. What a weekend.
Can I go home and go to bed now, please,
You
Justin?
can go home and have a sleep. Hope you enjoyed it. On behalf of the team, we'll see you for more Cells NBL action. Round 11 tipping off Wednesday night. See you then.
We will be setting up our merch stand here. So if you want some merch after you've got that selfie, come down with the emboss card or money and get your merch. And that will be set up on McFadden Court once the boys have walked down. One more time, Wellington. Give it up for our boys, the Wellington Saints.